On this week's episode, we're talking about an exciting new Final Fantasy rumor. We're also throwing some new fuel onto the Game Pass for Switchfire, and we're giving our impressions on the brand new Summer Game Fest kickoff event. And that's coming at you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 30th episode of the Expansion Pack podcast, where we download this week's content and bring it to you. I am your host, Danzel, aka Black Ice, joined by my amazing co-host as always, starting off with Goopmaster Flex. Manny, what's going on, bro?
You're the host, stay gooping.
Stay gooping as always. And then we got my guy Chris over here to the right, aka May 25th. What's going on, my boy?
I'm good. That was a very, very enthusiastic stay gooping. That might have been the most lively one you've given us thus far.
Oh man.
Hey man.
Now, yeah, everything's straight. Tired, but that don't mean that we're not doing the pod. So
Let's go.
talk about some games.
We're going to give a little special shout out to my boy May 25th, because probably by the time you guys are watching this, or the day this releases, it'll be his birthday. So we're going to wish my boy a happy early birthday.
Thanks, y'all. Hey, listen. If you guys are out there, actually, Manny, cut this part right here for the TikTok, because we're going to put this one up. Sympathy, pulling heartstrings. Can I get a subscribe or a like for my birthday? That's all I want. I'm not even asking for 5 cents a day. Just a like or a subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Clip it. Mm-hmm.
With every like and subscribe, we reach closer and closer to Chris' goal of finally playing Biomutant.
Gotta talk about that.
So we almost here.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that when we get time to it. You know
we'll see. It's not looking too good early on impressions, but we'll see. We'll talk about it. When we actually get our hands on it. But yeah, we'll wait for Biomutant next week. But what are you guys playing right now? Chris, we'll start off, man.
I'm not even gonna hold y'all. This has been a super week for gaming for me because I don't know. I've just been running around all over the place doing stuff. I had to go pick up a car recently. I was out of town a little bit. I did play a little bit of Iron Banner. I have to finish my quest to get the shoddy and all that, so I still don't even know what that feels like yet. But gonna do it tonight. And yeah, that's really been about it, man. I finished my Yu-Gi-Oh card stuff, guys.
Nice.
Okay. Word. Still working on that deck for Isaiah, huh?
I got 3 now, you know what I'm
saying? All right, man. Manny, what's up with you, bro?
My boy Chris was playing real life Grand Theft Auto. He went up there, got the car, but he doesn't want you to know that he stole it actually.
Oh, don't say that.
No,
I did not. My mama gave it to me. Please don't say it like that.
No. But all right, what was I playing this week? I was playing more of the Mass Effect collection, of course. I'm enjoying Mass Effect 1. Still haven't beaten yet, but I'm probably I think I'm around 10 hours in the game so far. The game, I don't know why it took me so long to get into Mass Effect, but I'm glad I am getting into it now. I can't complain. But I play Mass Effect, Warzone, of course, because everybody likes to play Warzone, even though I low-key hate it. But what do you mean? That's true, yo. Because the game is so stale sometimes, but I still play it.
I agree with you. 1,000% agree with you.
Waiting on hopefully new battle royale to come soon. But other than that, yeah, I'll say those are my picks for this week. It's been light gaming. Well, I wouldn't say light, but those are just the only 2 games I've been really playing.
Okay, word. Well, for me, finally finished Resident Evil. Thank God.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God. I just want to say real quick. Best Resident Evil story yet. Hands down, best story. I still don't like the game overall as good as 4, but the story, hands down, best Resident Evil story.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot wait to see where they go next, because they've been killing the game. They've really been killing the game. I don't dwell on it too much, but we got to revisit. We got to get Chris to finally play 7 and then eventually 8, and we definitely got to revisit a conversation on that because I really, really like where that franchise is going right now. So shout out to Capcom. Keep doing your thing.
See, I want to ask a question, but it's like a spoiler question. I'm like, do I want to ask it?
I mean, if you don't mind spoiling it for yourself, go ahead.
It's not even that deep. It ain't even that deep of a question. I'm gonna ask. All right. At any point in the story, do zombies ever show up, or is it just consistently werewolves and vampires the entire game?
Yeah, zombies show up.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay.
Manny, do you remember one? Because you feel like you looking around trying to figure it out.
I mean,
we'll talk about it off air, but
we'll talk about it off air.
They show up.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I didn't know if they were going to really try to go all the way with just this new path that they were on, or if eventually, they did figure out a way to weave them in. But all right,
everything makes a lot of sense right now. A lot of sense.
A lot of sense. That's encouraging. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to talk about this, but I don't want to. But we'll get into another time. But yeah, outside of Resident Evil, been playing Last of Us as well. Definitely got a chance to take advantage of the 60 frames per second update that they came out for on PS5. Absolutely amazing, exactly the way the game is meant to be played. The only thing I'm missing from that game on PS5, and I wish they had waited a little bit, but the only thing I'm missing is some ray tracing, man. Some of the lighting in that game is fantastic already, but if you could add the extra element of ray trace, lighting and things like that, it would just bring the game to life. Naughty Dog, it's going to be a while, right? Obviously, until we get another Naughty Dog game. But I can't wait to see what they do with like this new batch of systems. It's going to be great. And then I think the only other thing been playing really is a little bit of MLB The Show, but yeah, that's it for me. Just been trying to dig into more story-based games. Like I'm trying to get in on Horizon Zero Dawn when I finish up Last of Us, and just trying to catch up on the back catalog of like story-based games because I play so many multiplayer games as it is. Like now that I have a kid and like trying to play multiplayer games while like I have a kid and like you can cry at any moment trying to dive out. It's just not working. Like I was playing Iron Banner, right? Like I actually completed the quest that Chris was talking about. And like he start crying and my wife's not there or whatever. I gotta like pause the game, run over, take care of him, try to get back, make sure I don't get kicked out. Like it's tough. So, story-based games is kind of the wave for now. So I can pause it whenever I need to and do what I need to do. But that's it for me for this week at least. But
soon as I was gonna be like, all right, son, this is how you play Destiny.
Gonna have my own little guardian running around watching my back.
Hey, don't pick the Titan. Go up. right there.
He'll be 100. He'll be 100. Don't worry.
Take his little finger and be like.
Yeah, funny, man.
Oh, in due time. But yo, let's get into the icebreaker for this week, man. Chris, hit us off, bro.
It's so cold. Ooh, that one was like kind of low pitched. You know what I mean? That was a little different than normal. But that's because the icebreaker is a little bit different than normal this week, y'all. So, question is going to be a silly one, I guess. If Def Jam Fight for New York came back out with a whole new ass sequel, like I guess this would be part 3 because there was 2 before, I think. With today's artists, who would you pick to play with and why? And also, what would their all be? Their superpower, their special. What would it be? God, I need some good answers on this one because we got a whole batch of just different kinds of guys to choose from. From Anderson .Paak to Lil Yachty, to I don't know, Kendrick. There's a bunch of people you can choose from. I remember back then it was like Redman, Method Man, a lot of the old school dudes, but I'm talking about there's a lot of new people to talk about today. So I'll let one of y'all take this over and get the first stab at it.
Okay. Manny, you want to go first?
You know, I hope. I know we were talking about this before the podcast, and you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna use this because, like, I just feel like it makes sense. So if this is one of your answers, I'm sorry, but can we talk about the baby? I mean, we see. I forgot what happened, but the video with the baby in the jewelry stores beating up.
Oh yeah.
So we already know this man got some fight in the background, but you know, what is it called? Yeah, he was scrapping it, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like, you know, since this has been like a meme going around, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what kind of Dev Gen game we're talking about, yo, you can have the baby beating him up into a convertible.
Yeah, what? Wow.
Yeah, my boy the baby gonna be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? With
the grills.
Oh,
he's gonna be like, I need this some shit with some bop in it, and he's gonna bop him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. I cannot.
The baby definitely gonna be in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, there's no way he's not in it. There's no way.
Shout out to the
definitely
baby,
got home in there.
Hell yeah. I'll definitely be using him too. He gonna be hella fun to play. He got a little cheat. He gonna be whooping your ass with that cheesy smile he got too. Like
every time we get punched, all you hear is hot.
Oh yes, bro. Oh man, I fucks with that. I like that answer a lot. For me, man. And I knew Nola was gonna pick my answer, so I wasn't gonna worry about it.
I hope you don't take mine. All right,
I'd be surprised if I do, but I would have to pick Lupe Fiasco, bro.
Ooh,
he's you seen him lately?
I haven't seen. Oh, you mean with the sword stuff? Yeah. Okay. I see where you're going with that. Yeah, he's a whole samurai.
That guy is a whole samurai, bro. A whole samurai. And you know he about to be freaking dude from Ghost of Tsushima on you.
Oh goodness.
That's him.
Like Lupe with the bankai.
Uh-huh.
Bro, that's funny. Okay.
I know the Lupe song is so long. Like, has he even made music recently?
Yeah, man. Well, not probably in the last like 2-3 years, maybe, but he's definitely still got a lot of albums.
Yeah. He's gonna be like kick, push.
Coast.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, when you say Lupe, I can think about all these different like attires, like in the start menu. So you got the kick push look, and you got the lasers look with him with like the Kanye glasses and all that stuff, and then you got the samurai look. Like, oh, that's kind of dope.
No, man.
All right, Lupe, I'll take that one. So my answer is funny, because you know me, I like bad guys in video games and movies, and I like obnoxious people in video games and movies. Obnoxious people make me laugh. So, for me, my answer would be Lil Boosie. I need Boosie badass in this video game, man. Bruh. I'm talking about every time he hits you off with a move, boom, wipe me down. I want to see that. I'm talking about right before he hit his all off on you, he just be like, oh, come on, man. Like, bruh, Boosie, I think, would be the ultimate troll character to use in the video game to get under somebody's skin. I'm just saying.
I feel that.
I'm just saying. So, and I feel like his all would be something wild. Like he would just grab a bottle and just try to like go upside your head with like a whole Hennessy, a whole one of them big johns that you get up off the shelf. Yeah, he coming after you with that, and then side the head, and then you just be on the floor, and then he just be like, "Come on, man."
Oh man.
Oh man, then you gotta have him with the ladies and the dim shit is nice, bro. You gotta have Boosie in the game, bro. Got to.
Oh man.
It ain't Def Jam without Boosie. That's all I'm gonna say. So get my guy in there.
For honorable mentions, though, we gotta have 6ix9ine because everybody gonna be.
I was thinking about it.
We gotta. Everybody going up. Like, oh, I got the whoop 6ix9ine.
I was thinking about 6ix9ine, but then I'm like, I didn't know what his all could be. So that's why I was like, I don't know what I could say for him, but
I'll be like, stupid.
Oh shit!
That was funny. Wow.
Oh nah, that would be. That makes me want to see that game so bad now.
I really kind of do want to see it. I know it's gonna be cheesy. I know it's kind of like dated to do it, but like I still want it, bro. Like And I think it would sell. That's the funny thing. Like I dead ass, it would sell.
Absolutely,
it would sell. But somebody has to want to do it. So
yeah, I mean, EA, they still own the rights, right? So I mean,
really?
they just have to do it.
But I thought they announced like it was like somewhat happening like a couple years ago. Like they said something I remember because I was hyped and but like just like everything else, just they say something and disappears.
You don't see nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, who knows? E3 right around the corner. They got their little EA play event. Maybe
have a pool of legends with like Jay-Z and all them in it. Then you got all the new school heads, and then you got Chris Brown and them in there. Man, that joint will be crazy.
Bro.
We gotta have. Oh my God. We gotta have the young Chris Brown though. The young Chris Brown when he's dancing, you know what I'm saying?
He still be dancing.
Chris Brown will get two characters. He would have to get young Chris Brown and then current Chris Brown.
Yeah,
like how they do in other games.
Because like I don't know if you've seen those memes of Chris Brown, just like the way he be dancing and everything like that to like the girls wanted like to walking away, like
yo, like in yo.
Bro,
oh man, that's classic. Oh shit, yo, that's a fun icebreaker, Chris. Thank you for that one, man.
Yeah, of course, y'all, of course.
You hear this, EA? Bring back Def Jam.
Yeah, for real. Come on,
need that.
Give
need
the
that
people
fight
what
night.
we want, man. Give the people what we want. Make a fight night game. Just mix together the boxing and the MMA, and then give us a Def Jam game where we get all the rappers and stuff. We need that. We need that. All right, but yeah, let's get into the topics for the week, man. Let's get into the topics for the week. So, the kind of light on news this week because obviously we know E3's right on the corner. We got we're waiting for developers and publishers to really announce some big news. But as we recorded this Monday, got a little bit of a leak apparently that we're supposed to be getting a new Final Fantasy game, a new spin-off Final Fantasy game from Team Ninja. Apparently, it's going to be in the style of a Dark Souls or a what's that game? Oh man, Jedi Fallen Order. Like kind of like the like Metroidvania / Souls games thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, obviously this is something that's kind of right up our alley because we've been talking about this with Final Fantasy and Square Enix in particular. We've been wanting to see them kind of branch away from the JRPG stuff, come into basically bring their games and their franchises into 2021. And it sounds like this is kind of exactly what we've been asking for. I'm sure this is going to end up being a PlayStation 5 exclusive because that's just how Square Enix has been getting down lately. But either way, this looks very exciting. What do you guys think about this here? Chris, you've been the most vocal person about Final Fantasy, so I want to start with you.
I like it. I mean, I can't even get mad at something like this. I think Square Enix, there's a reason why, like we said before, I think they didn't want to get bought out. They've got a lot of stuff on the horizon, clearly. This is maybe the third or fourth project they've announced within the last couple months. I want to say, like, they're going after it. So I'm happy that they're doing something like this, but I also kind of look at it like a trial, I guess you could say, because I think they want to break away from the old format with the games, and I think they kind of know that people don't play them as much as they used to. But it's one of those things where if you shift too hard, you might lose everybody that you had before. So I don't know. I think they're just trying to kind of look at different avenues of how they can make different, games that are still within that Final Fantasy universe. Because there's a lot of stuff that they can still use, like resource-wise, that they've made for that platform. But the turn-based stuff just doesn't connect for a lot of people anymore. So I think, if stuff like this actually works out, then we will start to see more and more from them that kind of maybe goes away from it. I don't think they would fully go away from it, but I know that it has to be on their mind that they have to come up with some kind of new innovations in terms of, just how some of their games work. And this is cool. I don't remember seeing them move this fast with a lot of their other announcements or anything like that before at all. Like, it felt like their stuff was way more spaced out before. Whereas now, I could be wrong with this, but I feel like if we go back to our thumbnails and we go through them, there's at least 3 of them that have Square Enix pictures used for thumbnails. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I
don't know. They're moving, man.
Yeah,
they're moving. So I give them a lot of credit, and I'm excited to see what happens with this, man. Because their games are beautiful. Their games and the way they do their graphics and all that stuff is like, it's A1. So I personally would love it if they can knock one of these other games out of the park.
Except for Outriders.
Dun, dun, dun.
Outriders.
I don't know what happened with Outriders, bro. I really don't. We ain't going to talk about that. That's a swerve. But aside from that one outlier, most of their Final Fantasy stuff has been pretty up to par in terms of graphics. Mm-hmm. Even to the point where if some of them were trash, you could at least say graphically it still gives you something to appreciate. So, yeah, no, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what this actually turns into. And my last word for them would be like, keep pushing on the gas pedal, man. Keep trying new shit. This is what we've been asking for from a lot of people. And they've been doing it, And they haven't seemed like they've also been like putting their other stuff wayside. Like they're doing all this stuff and still being able to give y'all like a really good Hitman game last year. You know what I'm saying? And they're still being able to like, pretty sure they're working on a new Tomb Raider from what I had read or something like that.
Yeah. I know I did hear that, but I don't know.
I think I had heard it somewhere. I'm not sure where. But
I heard that.
Even that, it's just like they're still getting their other things done. They're working on new things. They are pushing. So yeah, kudos to them, man. Hope it like really hits. I really do.
Yeah. Manny, what about you, man? What do you think about the new announcement? Well, the rumor, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, it's good because like we all mentioned, of course, it was good, and for it to be like a Souls-like game, where well, of course it's all rumors, of course, but like a Souls-like game is pretty dope because like me, like I like playing Dark Souls and everything like that, even though I never come to beating it because I suck. But
I never did it either.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that, they're taking the step away from like, like you guys mentioned, that RPG element of just like turn-based fighting, because like that is so old school and like nobody really likes to play it. And like, even though like, yeah, recently games like Final Fantasy 15, I believe, and 7 Remake has been like more of like a hack and slash type of game. Mm-hmm. I feel like the combat system being like a Souls-like type of game would be so much better because we've seen how much, how successful it is. I mean, even with like games like you mentioned, Jedi Fallen Order, how successful that game has been. The combat feels amazing, and it's because it's like that Souls-like type of thing where it's just like that, like the kind of pace of fighting. I feel like it's just like perfect for any kind of like fighting game because it's just like, say you got this hard boss, you just got to figure out the combos they do and everything like that, and you go and do your thing. Mm-hmm. So like to see it being implemented in a Final Fantasy game, especially it being a spinoff, hopefully, I'm hoping this of course kicks off well for the fans that have been playing the games forever, of course, because you got those people that are like, oh, it's not like the original, I don't want to play it. So like, I'm hoping like this is something that, kicks off and becomes something that we see more in the future. And like, who knows, maybe like Final Fantasy 16 or whatever will have like the same gameplay mechanics as this one. So, hopefully they showcase something in E3.
That would be wild if they like just completely went away from the traditional mechanics of a Final Fantasy. I'd be interested to see Final Fantasy in like a more Western RPG style. Like The Witcher or something along those lines, right? And I'm hoping that if this is successful and it gives them more, carte blanche to just go out and make something different again, maybe we do get another Final Fantasy spinoff that is more of a Western RPG, and then maybe that stuff just trickles its way back into the main game, or maybe now you get something that's kind of a mesh of all of these things. Like I think they have pretty much kind of gone away from the turn-based stuff, but if you can mix together all of these forms, like the Souls-like stuff, the Witcher, style of RPG stuff with Western RPG games, if you could pull all that stuff back into Final Fantasy as a whole, you could really do a lot for that franchise. You can make it more interesting and accessible to a new audience, like a new generation of kids, and growing up and trying this game out, right? Because I don't feel like the JRPG stuff translates well to today's youth, like the younger kids. So. Yeah, I think
it reminds me of like, remember, I forgot the Pokemon game, but like I remember like, we always complain about how Pokemon was, and then they released that new Pokemon trailer that we were like, oh my god, this is like what we've been waiting for years. Like,
Legends,
Yeah, Pokemon Legend. There we go. Like this could be like one of those situations where it's like, you know what I'm saying? We always complain about Final Fantasy, but then oh my god, this is the year. Like,
this
you know what I'm saying?
Can I piggyback like just off of what you were saying? Like I feel like what if, right? I don't think they're gonna make another Kingdom Hearts game. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I think we're done with that, right? However, not necessarily the latest 3, but maybe we'll say 2, I would say. The fight mechanics in that game are very good. Very, very good. In terms of how you use your abilities, in terms of how you use your supporting cast members, and it's very RPG-esque. And then going off of what you were saying, being more westernized RPG, Witcher style, I don't want to see them make another Kingdom Hearts, but I want them to use that system again. And how they did that in that game. It's very fluid. I love it. So if this Final Fantasy game or the spinoff is anything even remotely close to how Kingdom Hearts did their fighting, I'm actually super here for this. Honestly, I kind of hope that they do that. I really kind of hope that they just take whatever they did with Kingdom Hearts and just slap a new Final Fantasy skin over it, enhance more things that have to do with crafting maybe and things like that to give it more of the RPG feel. But like, yeah, if that would be crazy dope, man. Super, super dope. Because I dead ass don't want another Kingdom Hearts game. They're not even doing Pixar movies or anything like that fast enough anymore for like me to say, oh, they really should do another one. It's done. It's done. Kingdom Hearts is done. I'm sorry, it was great while it lasted, but it's done. We don't need another one. But man, oh man, oh man. I would love if they took that system. Even how you did your special moves in Kingdom Hearts, very good. And fighting in that game was fun, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. But man, I just keep thinking about it. Like, you guys ever played a Final Fantasy 13? I think it was. There's 13 and there's 13-2. And 13, I think, has this character named Lightning on it. I hope I'm calling for the right game, but I'm just picturing that character right there in this scenario. I'm with like Kingdom Hearts mechanics. Oh my god, bro.
You really love your Kingdom Hearts, man.
Fam, that would be a hitter. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I guess my main point is this might not have to be as hard for them to like knock out of the park if they don't want it to be, because I kind of feel like they have other things that they can pull from that they don't necessarily need to keep building on. You don't need to make another Kingdom Hearts game. Use the things that were good about the game, put them in a new game. That's more what I'm trying to say. So yeah,
I agree. New is better.
Yeah, man.
New is better. That is true. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping that based off of what we're hearing with this, I'm hoping that we see something soon, right? Like, I'm also excited to see something new from Team Ninja, right? Like, I know we had Neo, but I still want them to go back and make a Ninja Gaiden game because I freaking love that game. And those games were already hard as hell. Like, they were like the Dark Souls before Dark Souls, kind of like just making you want to break your controller and throw it up against the wall. I love the challenge of those games. So yeah, seeing them take a stab at Final Fantasy and getting back into that style of game, I'm definitely excited to see. But
yeah,
we'll wait for E3. Hopefully we'll see something nice.
Couple more weeks, baby.
Couple more weeks for sure. But yeah, moving on to another topic here. Kind of dives into another topic we talked about. Well, a couple of different topics we talked about before. Everything just seems to be a revolving circle here. But yeah, another little revelation in the Epic versus Apple trial from last week. Nintendo somehow got called to the stand in regards to this whole Epic, an Apple conversation. And somewhere along the lines, for whatever reason, we got a conversation between Microsoft and Nintendo. And, for those of you who haven't seen it, I'm not going to post it on here, is a very heavily redacted document. There's 2 pages in particular where I want to say the first page, I don't know, we'll say like there's a pretty big paragraph that's redacted, taking up roughly a third of the page, and then another small sentence. But then the next page over, the whole thing is redacted. The entire page. Like, you can't see anything. There's literally no conversation around it. So yeah, it's just a really interesting conversation to have about this because, why is it so secretive, right? What is it that they're talking about between Nintendo and Microsoft? Obviously, we know what rumors have been creeping up about these two companies. It's just really interesting. I think Nintendo specifically said that the reason why they wanted it redacted is because it reflects competitively sensitive information about negotiations between Nintendo and Microsoft. And if you bring into the conversation the fact that Microsoft was deposed to talk about how difficult it was to get Game Pass on iOS through Apple, and now somehow Nintendo gets mixed into this, it just continues to seem to feed into this rumor that Game Pass might be making its way to the Switch in some capacity. And I feel like we wouldn't be doing our job here if we weren't talking about it a little bit, because it's just adding fuel to this flame of a rumor that's been going on for about at least 6 months now, right? So let's go around the room. Let's talk about it a little bit more. So Manny, I'm gonna let you start off this time around.
It's funny because when you say they just brought this in the whole thing that the Epic versus Apple thing, it's what does this have to do with it? That's what you ask yourself. What does Game Pass, Microsoft, and Nintendo have to do with Apple and Epic?
Yeah.
I just feel like Epic is just putting everybody on the spot for no reason. Maybe it's oh, I mean, who knows? Maybe there is a deal in the works of Nintendo and Microsoft. I'm trying to push Game Pass into it, and then now Epic's well, here this is, and now it's all right, it's not a big surprise anymore. We got this whole article, even though most of it is redacted, but it's just funny because I don't know. I feel in some ways Epic is being petty about it, but if we're gonna talk about Game Pass possibly being on Nintendo Switch, man, it'll finally make my Nintendo Switch useful again. It's collecting dust, chilling.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we get the opportunity to have Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch platform, I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, do we stream it through my Android phone now? As we nowadays, why can't it be possible on Nintendo Switch streaming? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
we need it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a great opportunity for Nintendo to sell some more systems. It just seems like it's becoming more of a reality. I mean, obviously these really just mean that they're negotiations. So I feel like at the least we know that they're talking about it, but I just don't see why Nintendo wouldn't do it. But yeah, Chris, I want to get your take on it, bro.
I kind of feel like it's all connected. I know it comes off as random that a Nintendo and Microsoft thing popped up in the middle of this, but I do think it's connected because here's the thing. If we had a discussion a little bit ago about PlayStation more or less putting a wall up in front of certain games being available on Game Pass, and if there's another separate conversation being had with Microsoft and Nintendo about Game Pass, then whatever is not going to be able to be put on Game Pass because of PlayStation doing something potentially can affect what would happen with Microsoft and Nintendo and Game Pass. Because I feel like that's all part of the discussion. So, for example, it was Resident Evil that was rumored to be blocked from being on Game Pass because of PlayStation or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, if that was the case, then it would be a situation where it wouldn't be on Game Pass, and because it wouldn't be on Game Pass, if a Nintendo deal got struck, then it wouldn't be on Nintendo either. So I feel like it seems random, but because so much of that shit is redacted, it's really kind of hard to just say it's actually random because it might not be random at all. You know what I'm saying? It might truly just all connect really well.
Yeah.
We just cannot see. So I think with that being said, it does definitely give more credence to a partnership of some sort possibly being on the horizon here. Don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but I mean, it's got to kind of be what it's pointing towards. Because again, I don't know. I just feel like it's all connected. It's all connected. And you know what else is going to be funny? This is hilarious. Think about this. If Game Pass is on the Switch, then MLB, the show, is going to be on two consoles.
Oh, God.
It's going to be on two consoles that it was not made to be on. Wow.
That would be
for less than $70. For less than $70.
And if you have the other one, you still got to pay for it. It's tough.
Crazy.
It's tough.
Crazy.
Who knows? Maybe Epic did this to be like, hey, Sony, you know what I'm saying? They making deals. Maybe we can make a deal too. Put your exclusives on the Epic Game Store.
I think that shit has sailed, bro. I don't think, Apple and Epic's relationship is definitely hurt at this point. And really what Epic's doing, I mean, petty or not, it does benefit the gaming community as a whole, because Apple's been really shitty about, how they've been handling games versus other forms of media, and largely it's because I guess things like Game Pass and whatnot, and even Fortnite and some of those things, they go against Apple's business model because they're just trying to make more money, right? Like Game Pass directly impacts Apple's Apple Arcade subscription service, so they don't want that on the service, even though like an iPhone or an iPad are considered like a general purpose computer in the same way as like Windows or any of those types of operating systems. So like Microsoft's argument and Epic's argument and all these different companies' arguments is like Apple shouldn't be treating all this shit differently. Like I know we've talked about this before, but just to kind of dive into it again, like Apple wanted to treat Game Pass in such a way that every single game in Game Pass had to get verified and certified and made its own app in the App Store. When you look at Netflix, or I guess even Spotify, right? Like Netflix, it's just a service and you just stream your movies. Like Apple doesn't have to certify each movie and it doesn't have to be its own thing. So that's like the argument that these people are making. And I think Epic keeps bringing all these different industry players into the mix because they know that they will continue to strengthen their argument against Apple. And Apple's just kind of like back to the wall here. Like if nothing else, Apple will be forced to change some policy after all of these things that are going on, because you have Epic saying these things, you have Sony, I guess, having whatever discussion that Sony's been having, Microsoft talking about their business dealings with Apple. Spotify has been very vocal about how Apple's treated them. Like you have all these major players having this conversation. Something's going to have to change with Apple. So, so like it may seem random that all these things and all these people are joining into this case, but like there's an end goal there. And I think it will benefit the gaming industry as a whole down the road. But yeah, Epic and Apple's relationship kind of dead there for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, that was a funny animation.
But yeah, we'll dive into the next topic here. So, kind of the other thing, talking about Microsoft again. There's been some news this week around the how Xbox and Bethesda plan to manage their showcase, or their E3 showcase or summer showcase, or however they're going about it here. Looks like Matt Booty actually did an interview with a French website, I want to say is. And basically, everybody, it's something that a lot of people have been talking about as far as E3 and how Microsoft and Bethesda plan to present their showcase. And looks like we finally pretty much got confirmation that within a couple weeks, according to Matt Booty, we're going to be seeing both companies come together for a showcase. Something that we kind of all already suspected, but as we talk about Microsoft and all the big things that they've been doing with Game Pass, as we've been talking about Bethesda and all the information that's been coming, I don't know, from left, right, and center about Starfield and how it's supposed to be releasing this year and maybe not this year. It's been kind of all over the place. So it's good to hear that, we should be expecting some news about Microsoft and Bethesda and all the things that they have to show us soon. I'm expecting it to be a very, very, very long press conference because, both of these companies will typically take up an hour and a half on their own. So I guess the real question is it going to be tied to E3? Is it going to be something that happens later in the summer? I'm curious to know what you guys think will be the case. So again, I'm going to start off with Manny this time around. What do you think?
I hope it's, the same time as E3 because, I ain't trying to wait, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I remember, even talking about it with Chris in the episode where you weren't here, Denzel, on, the studios that were coming, and we noticed that Bethesda wasn't going to be, one of the people who does it, and usually they're there every E3 as well, doing their own thing, so, and, it's obviously kind of a given, of course, they're going to, combine, make their own thing, save money, live better, Walmart. But
This guy.
You know, and it's like, you know, it probably would be smart to kind of split it up into a couple shows because, like, you know, again, like E3 is usually an hour and a half long for like each company that does their press conference. And I think even Bethesda themselves, they'd be taking like a couple hours just for their own show. So like, I'm sure like we might see a separate show maybe that's like could be put, like Denzel said, possibly later in the summer. But I mean, you know, of course we're excited, you know, especially all these rumors like Starfield going to be exclusive and like, you know, even rumors about like a new Wolfenstein. So like, there's definitely like a lot of games to be like talked about on the Bethesda side. So, you know, very excited. A lot of games to talk about.
Yes, sir. You know, we like games. We like to talk about games. So can't wait. Can't wait. God damn. Chris, what about you, man? What do you think? What are you thinking about this?
I also hope that they do it sooner rather than later. One, because just like Manny, I don't want to wait, but there's a petty part of me that just really wants them to just rip the Band-Aid off so that way the internet could just like shut up. Like, I just want to see them do it. Just finally announce the exclusivity so everybody could. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing that's funny. I saw my brother over the weekend, and even I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I might have to get an Xbox, and it's strictly because Bethesda." Because I'm like, "Yeah, bro," because you know Starfield not coming to PS5. You know this, and he was like, "Yeah." So I mean, that's the pull. That's the. I mean, that's one person. I know that's like the spec in the grand scheme of things, but I mean,
a lot of people share that sentiment.
Right? Exactly. So I'm like, dude, if it's me, I'm saying that sooner rather than later. I'm at least showing a couple screenshots. You ain't even got to give us a full trailer. I just want to see some stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a part of me that knows I might be just being a little impatient with it, but I don't want them to wait on that at all. Just rip the Band-Aid off because it's annoying. And you go on Twitter all the time and you keep reading it. It's like these people are like holding on for dear life. I mean, dear life.
Yeah.
Like, you ever seen somebody like a basketball team and their team is down 0-3 in the playoffs and you know they about to like not win this thing. And you just, no, we won't take it. Man, reality, you know, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just can't wait to see it happen. So, I want Starfield news, but then I also kind of hope that they talk about other projects that they might have been working on. You know, I don't want it to be all Starfield news. That's the one thing I would want to say. I want to hear about more than just that. I'd love to hear if they have anything to say about Elder Scrolls 6. That's might be wishful thinking, but I would love to see it. You know, even another like Evil Within. I'd love to see if they got one of those cooking up. Yeah, talk to me, Bethesda. Let's see what you got, but don't make us wait till like September to get this news, please. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that, you know, like you mentioned, that happens sooner than later. Because if we get, you know, the Xbox Standard Showcase and there's nothing about Starfield or anything like that, then it's like, you know, that's probably going to come out in 2022, and we want it to come out this year.
I think regardless, it's definitely not coming out this year. But the bigger question to me, because, you know, we've had conflicting reports between like Jeff Grubb and Jason Schreier, you know, around, is it going to be coming out like Q1 of 2022 or like the fall of 2022? I personally think it's going to be Q1, like early 2022, somewhere around, you know, February, March, something like that. I'm hoping that's the case. And if that is the case, I think we can expect to see it at least at this E3. One thing I'm hoping happens, especially considering like I just mentioned before, both of these companies have pretty long showcases typically. So, you know, if there's a lot to show off, hopefully there's, you know, a really direct and focused E3 event. And then maybe in July, you give us another showcase event. And, you know, that'd be great because, you know, then we got double news to talk about. But that's assuming that Microsoft has a lot that they, you know, want to pull the trigger on and show off and do all these different things. So it would be nice to have those two things chunked out between the two companies, you know, kind of give us little breadcrumbs over the course of the summer. It'd be cool to see. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Definitely.
Yeah. But jumping into kind of the other thing here, I think this is where we might also see a little bit more nuggets of Xbox and Bethesda here. And it's really our final topic for this episode. It's the Summer Game Fest. You know, something we've talked about before. Jeff Keighley's kind of anti E3. That's probably not a fair thing to say. His alternative E3 that's been happening last year around, since we didn't have an E3. You know, he partnered with a couple different publishers and developers to showcase games over the course of the summer, and he's doing the same thing this year. And he actually announced that on June 10th, you're going to get the kickoff event. He's calling it Kickoff Live. So there's supposed to be a number of announcements, a number of world premieres. So it's looking like it's going to be pretty fun. On the website here, he actually has a number of different partners listed. So I'm going to kind of read them off real quick here. So we've got 2K Games, got Activision, Amazon Games, Annapurna Interactive, Blizzard Entertainment, Capcom, Devolver, EA, Epic. I'm just kind of jumping through a couple here. Mediatonic, the guys behind Fall Guys, Bandai Namco. Wow, I know I couldn't say that one.
There you go.
Got through that one. But yeah, we also got Sega, Sony listed, Square Enix, of course, WB Games, and Xbox, as well as Ubisoft. So I mean, there's a number of different partners here, and it kind of feels like any one of these guys could be at this showcase here. You know, this is taking place a couple days before E3. So June 10th will be a Thursday. Apparently E3 is going to be kicking off on Saturday. So, you know, I'm sure we're going to start hearing some more developers announcing their showcases. Like, you know, obviously EA, they do their things independent of E3. So for this to be kind of the unofficial kickoff to E3, it could be very interesting and very telling to see the different announcements, the different things that developers want to show off leading into the big event. You know, I'm curious what you guys think we might be seeing here. Chris, you know, I'm gonna start off with you.
I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to say as to what we will be seeing. I don't know if it's going to be a situation where you will see people take advantage of both this and E3 to kind of give you a little bit of a piece of something here and then a little bit of a piece of something there. I mean, I don't know if it's also going to be a situation where somebody could talk about multiple projects that they might have going on, because maybe some of these people have so much to talk about that they just simply cannot fit it all in whatever allotted time space they have on E3's platform is, and they have to come to this one. So I don't know, maybe that could be a thing. I'm just excited. It's just a situation where it's the summertime and games are being talked about, and we're going to be getting new shit to look at and new trailers. And then a couple months from now, new actual games and Halo and all that. It's exciting. You know, we got new shit, man. So like the fact that it's a couple days before E3 is also kind of exciting. Man, it almost feels like it's going to be literally a whole week of just game content for like the rest of the year until next time. And this is, man. Some of the names on there are interesting too. Like when you guys mentioned 2K and some of these other folks, like I would be interested to see what 2K is going to be coming with for their next game. Because I don't know if people still are playing Next Generation. I've heard it was good at first, and then like I rarely hear much about it now, but I'm curious to see what kind of basketball game they decide to come out with after a whole year of having the console. Ubisoft also, maybe they give us a little something else about Heartland. I don't know, man. I'm just excited to hear about some games and shit, bro. That's all.
I feel, man.
Yeah. Manny, what's your take, bro?
Hey, man, what I take is like, all right, we talked about how, big E3 shows usually be. Well, with the Summer Game Showcase or Summer Game Fest, this is like, I feel like could be an opportunity. It's like, all right, we got all these like little things that we could showcase in our E3 showcase, but we're going to put it to Summer Games Fest because, we want to make room for the bigger things. So like, maybe we see a lot more like indie games or like, stuff like that, like maybe updated DLC and everything like that. I see Activision there. We're going to see something like Warzone, Epic Games. You're going to see something about Fortnite, all those kind of stuff. Ubisoft's probably going to have some like updates on like their current games, like, like it's because like obviously the big shows like, like the week after or like the week of. So, I'm expecting like a lot of nice small news that's gonna like be good because like any kind of gaming news, in my opinion, is good gaming news, and like hopefully like we'll see something with 2K. 2K's been trash, so we better get a nice 2K trailer that's actually not trash. But like I don't know, but. I'm like I said, I'm not expecting too much, but at the same time, it's like, what I'm saying, like, I'm definitely excited to hear the news that they got to showcase for us.
Okay, word. I am. You guys both seem to be relatively cautious about this particular event. I'm swinging for the fences here. I'm expecting some big announcements. I think Jeff Keighley has a way of talking to, like, he has a really good rapport around the industry. Obviously we've seen how he's handled things with Summer Games Fest last year, and then also how he's handled the Game Awards. There are huge announcements at the Game Awards. He was able to get Microsoft to show off the next Xbox at the Game Awards. So, he's got a good track record of, having those good relationships with developers and publishers and the manufacturers. And I think there'll be some big announcements there. Maybe not fully fleshed out announcements, but I can see situations where, I don't know, let's say my dream comes true and Ubisoft announces a Splinter Cell game there, right? I can see a situation where they drop like a nice little teaser, and at the end of the teaser says, tune in June 12th for Ubisoft Connect to learn more about Splinter Cell. Like that, those types of things I could see happening, especially considering they're setting it up as kind of a kickoff for E3 / Summer Games Fest. So I can see there being a lot of teases, and those teases could be huge, right? And to kind of go back a little bit. So the things that they've had announced so far for this Summer Games Fest outside of this kickoff event is really only been two things. So there's the Ubisoft Forward event, like I mentioned, that's going to be on June 12th. And then also the Steam Next Fest. Oh, wait, actually, no, they added a couple more things here. Sorry. So the Steam Next Fest is going to be June 16th, and it seems like they have the EA Play event is going to be July 22nd. Very interesting. So they've apparently pushed their stuff out further away from E3. But yeah, I can see this being a way for Jeff and some of these other developers and publishers and whatnot to tease some of these events. Maybe we'll start getting some announcements for like maybe at this event, we'll get an announcement for a Sony event that's coming later on, so on and so forth. I can see Jeff and everyone else setting this up as a framework for the rest of the summer. And I'm hoping that that's the case because obviously, we want to see more games. We want to get more news. I'm hoping we get a lot of shadow drops,
Yeah.
I actually think that Heartland game might be a shadow drop.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, well, I think it's like closed beta right now. So
it's further along than I thought.
Yeah,
closed beta or closed alpha, one of those two. But
I think it's closed beta. But I mean, either way, I can see it being something that could potentially drop, on June 12th. Say, hey, like Heartland's out now. Our battle royale or whatever they end up making it. It's obviously like being a free to play game. It's not beholden to the same type of we're gonna release it in the fall and all that other stuff. Like they tend to just drop free to play games whenever and just have it like build organically. And I think that could be one of those games. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. As we always talk about, we want new games. We want to see new stuff. So definitely coming soon.
I agree, man.
So do you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about with the Summer Games Fest before we head out?
Here's what I'm gonna say. My wishes. I hope out of all this stuff, I want at least one fighting game. I want at least one racing game. I want some traditional stuff, man. Like that's all I want, really. Like I do want some new stuff, but I also want the older stuff that went wayside to kind of at least get one form of representation. So I'm not asking for a whole litany of fighting games. I just want one or two. Something, something. Even if they like, the esports, the boxing club game, even if it's that, I'll be happy if I see that. I really would love to see more from that game, especially. But man, I just want to see something. Maybe there's some Forza or something. Maybe there's some new, all new car game altogether. I just want something that makes me happy to like go get one of those type of games again. Because I feel like there's a part of me that wants to play those. I want to. But I feel like I cannot.
I think we're definitely getting Forza.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna get a Forza announcement in E3, bro.
We're definitely
I feel like like you said, or Denzel said, I believe you said WB Games are gonna be there, right? And yeah, got WB Games. That's Mortal Kombat right there. You got Capcom, that's Street Fighter, whatever they push out.
Capcom,
Marvel's Capcom, or you know what I'm saying. And then you got also what is it called? I think you said Bandai Namco, right?
Yep.
Bandai Namco. There we go. That's your anime fighting games. It's possible.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're gonna get some cool stuff, man. I am. Chris Forza. I think you're gonna see that at E3. I have every.
That's too big.
Yeah, that's huge. I think it's definitely gonna be a thing we're gonna be seeing this year. We're gonna get either Horizon 5 or we're gonna get the new Motorsport. Whatever it is, I think we're getting it. I'm really, really looking forward to more than anything else. Just seeing these games running on next gen hardware, like the second run of games, like after developers have had a little bit more time, like more ray tracing stuff, more of the SSD. Like I cannot wait for that. That's the thing I'm most excited about this summer and this E3, this Summer Games Fest. Like I want to see more games tailored for next gen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely agree.
Especially a racing game, bro. Please.
We talked about too with the AMD thing a couple of weeks ago. How on the Xbox side we got the advantage for the graphics side and everything like that. So I'm excited to see if maybe anybody implemented that, even though it's only been like a couple of weeks. But
the Fidelity FX stuff. I mean, I think developers may have had their hands on it a little bit sooner than when it was showcased. So yeah, I'm thinking there's a chance we might see something. But yeah, okay. Well, we'll leave it there for now, guys. Before we head out, as we always do, where can the people find you? Manny, start us off.
You already know. We start off with, of course, Twitch. I've been trying to stream a lot more in there. Twitch.tv/GoopMasterFlex. Catch me mostly playing like BRs, like Warzone and stuff like that. That's your cup of tea. And sometimes even single player games. Like I knocked out Resident Evil 8 and played a little Mass Effect, but yeah, there and Instagram, Twitter at GoopMasterFlex_TGV, and TikTok, No Context Gaming on Instagram as well.
All right, okay. Chris, what about you, bro?
You guys already know. I'm on everything at MAY25THXX, including Gmail. So pen pal me. I don't know what y'all waiting for. Also wanted to throw this out there. Funny that you start taking a drink, because I was gonna say everybody Goop has a special soda, right?
Yeah.
It's a gamer soda, right?
Yeah.
Is that it that you just flashed? Or is that some regular one? Because don't do that. Don't do that.
That ain't it.
Wait till you got the actual one.
That ain't it.
Is that it?
That is it.
Can you stop trying to fuck up the promo? Can we see? Keep it still.
I'm trying to get it on the camera. Gamer Goop.
Oh, wow. So he had the entire time and never. Wow.
Wow. Okay. Well,
it ain't officially out yet, but
little sneak peek apparently. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, stay tuned for more information on that Gamer Goop. Might be something interesting to talk about. Stay gooping. All right. But yeah, definitely make sure y'all pen pal your boy May 25th, especially for his birthday. Say what up to him. Let him know what's good.
Yeah.
Just subscribe and like, y'all. That's all I would ask. So please.
All right, yeah. But for me, guys, you guys can find me at Black Ice 8 pretty much everywhere. Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok as well. But at Black Ice 8_gaming. Same thing with Instagram. Same Black Ice 8_gaming. Make sure to check us out. Manny, what were you doing there? What was that? You fishing? What was that?
No, the icebreaker for the black ice.
Oh, okay. Word. All right, yeah, but make sure to like and subscribe, guys. We appreciate the support. We're gonna check you guys out next week with some more content. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
All right.